Will Dan Marino continue to be the NFL's hottest passer? Will the Miami pass rush smother an already battered Joe Ferguson? Or will Ferguson somehow find the time he needs to pick out his new receivers? Let's talk football tonight on Monday Night Matchup. Errors produce results more lopsided than a Soviet election. Players and coaches change, but the results seldom waver. The Dolphins almost always win. Buffalo won some early games, but starting in 1970, the Bills fell to defeat in every manner possible. The Dolphins beat them with defense. The Dolphins beat them with special teams. They beat them on the ground for an unprecedented 20 consecutive games. No Miami victory was too bizarre or too preposterous. Nail-biters and blowouts, fluke plays and fumbles. Sometimes the manner of Buffalo defeat was so inconceivable that it seemed as if the gods themselves conspired against them. So frustrating has the series been that an entire string of Buffalo coaches have wailed this now familiar feudal reverie.
God almighty! Why do we do that? God almighty! God, I can't believe it! What are we doing?
As Dolphin wins piled up, the Bills' quest for victory, any victory, became an obsession.
We've got to beat these people one of these days, and we haven't been able to do it. Well, we're coming after them again.
But Lou Saban was not around to see that happy moment. The years of frustration finally ended on opening day in 1980, when the Bills beat Miami 17-7. So overcome with joy were the fans that head coach Chuck Knox was carried off the field and the goalposts were torn down. But one more string of losses remained. 16 straight Buffalo defeats in the Orange Bowl. That, too, finally ended last year, when quarterback Joe Ferguson enjoyed the greatest passing day of his pro career, with over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Despite this great performance, the Bills and Dolphins went into overtime tied at 35. It was here where Buffalo finally got the monkey off its back.
Here's the try by Joe Danello. Waiting. There's the put down, the kick. It's long enough, and it is good. And the Bills have beaten the Miami Dolphins in the Orange Bowl for the first time since 1966.
Sure, it's modest, but the Bills now own a one-game winning streak over their most bitter rival, the Miami Dolphins.
6'7" Doug Betters, a sack master, who last season was the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year. At the other defensive end, Miami has another redwood in 6'6" Kim Bocamper, a tough obstacle to throw over. If the Dolphins have any weakness, it might be at linebacker. Mark Brown, number 51, is quick enough to be effective against the run. But with only 2 years of experience, he is still learning the complexities of pass coverage. Tonight, watch for Ferguson to throw short passes to his tight end in Brown's area. Also tonight, look for Ferguson to avoid Miami's twin tower pass rush by rolling out around the rush and again looking for his backs or his tight end, Tony Hunter. No matter what Ferguson tries tonight, rollouts to either side or whatever, you can be sure he'll be throwing the ball a lot, especially on first down. And if he's hot, he could take a little of the sting out of Miami's killer bee.
Only 2 ball games, but Allie, the Miami Dolphins appear to have as good a chance as anyone to get to the Super Bowl. Do you agree?
They do, Chris, because they've got the 2 major factors that you need to get a run for the Super Bowl, and that is, number 1, a defense that keeps the ball game together, and number 2, an outstanding quarterback, a complete quarterback, Dan Marino. Tonight, we give you a look at who we believe will be the most complete passer in football, Dan Marino. All 6'4" of him, with his lively, bouncy feet. As you see him here, he is demonstrating the qualities that differentiate the great passer from just the thrower. Timing with an exceptionally quick release and a feel to the thrown ball that gives the receiver the maximum chance to make the catch. Couldn't hand the ball to him any better. Another quality of great passing is feel and touch. Here you see Marino throwing with just the right trajectory and velocity to clear the defender's hands while dropping into his receiver's hands. Throwing the short ball as compared to the long pass requires a special feel. That's Tony Nathan out of the backfield. Watch Marino show perfect touch in delivering a ball that's neither too hard nor too soft. When the receiver's closely guarded, a quarterback has to provide the best catching handle for the receiver. Here's a perfect illustration of Marino's ability to do this. Icing on the cake, a big man with mobility. Here you see Marino throwing the toughest pass in football, rolling out to his left, firing the ball across his body, a perfect strike, 40 yards down the field. And he does it the easy way, too, running to his right. Along with mobility, Marino has great agility to avoid the pass rush. Watch his live feet quickly get his body into throwing position to use his exceptional release. You'll see most quarterbacks move around in the pass pocket without purpose. Marino's movement in the pocket, however slight, illustrates his awareness and his recognition of the need to sight a clear passing lane to his receiver. Tonight,
The Dolphins have a big advantage not only on the field with Marino, but on the sidelines. Buffalo's Case Stevenson is only in his second year as head coach, and he's still learning the ropes that Don Shula has tied and knotted over the last 20 years. Now, Allie, you've coached against Don Shula. Why do you think he's been so successful?
Yeah, we've lived together a little bit. I think, Steve, if you had to write a textbook about great coaches, there would be 4 qualities that he would need. Number 1, he'd have to be an outstanding organizer, and Shue is that. And number 2, he'd have to be a great teacher, and Shue is certainly that. And that takes in communication with ball players. Number 3, a conceptualist, to have a sense of what this game is about, what you can do with people against other people, and he certainly has shown that. And number 4, high standards of drive and motivation. He's done all of that, and I'm not alone when I say he's the most complete coach in football and pro football today. He has another outstanding trait. He will get more out of less than anybody else in the game. By that I mean, if he has lesser ball players, he knows how to work and recognize what their limitations and capabilities are. He'll work and build to them, but never beyond them. And that makes him most efficient in a ball game.
Allie, I think the reason for Shula's success can be summarized in a quote by Teddy Roosevelt, and it was before the Battle of San Juan Hill, and he told his Rough Riders, do what you can with what you have where you are. And that's what Shula's done. He's taken the talent at hand, and he's won every way possible. He's won with a no-name defense. He's won with a no passing game. I remember in Super Bowl VIII against the Vikings, he threw, I think, was 7 times. He's won with old quarterbacks, Earl Morrall, and he's won with young quarterbacks, David Woodley.
You've brought up a very important point, because he's had these different type quarterbacks. He had that quarterback that was running that you talked about. We had to reach back there for a little while. That's Tom Matty. That was a converted halfback. He played quarterback with tape on his wrist and the plays strapped on that.
And nearly beat the Packers in the playoffs.
And what a job. Yeah. And then he took, you remember Lombardi and Starr? Starr was not an outstanding passer in college, but Vinny made him a great passer for the Green Bay Packers, and Starr was the extension, the perfect extension of a coach's arm. Shula did that with Greasy. Greasy was not an outstanding passer at school, and Shula made Greasy the outstanding extension and a real good passer in pro ball. And then, of course, he had Woodley and the type of quarterbacks you're talking about. Let's take one more step back and take a look at Shula and Unitas. That was a great relationship and a winning one. Now I think Shula's on the verge of another time like that. He's got a great one. And Dan Marino. It's going to be Shula and Marino.
And he wins consistently, which is the same thing that you have done. You've nailed both of the Monday night games thus far. We'll be back about the Dolphins and really all of Don Shula's teams that we haven't touched on yet is that, Steve, they rarely let opponents off the hook.
Well, the Dolphins have a very well-honed killer instinct. When they get you down, you don't get back up. And listen to this statistic, Chris, compiled over the last 3 years during the regular season. 24 times the Dolphins led at halftime. 23 of those games, they won.
And many of them were blowouts. Allie, are we looking at a blowout tonight?
A blowout usually says it's a 30-point win. But, you know, there's no NFL team that's 30 points better than another ball club, and there's no NFL team that's 30 points worse than another ball club. It's a matter of when it happens, the control, losing the control or gaining control of a game. And that usually comes about the third quarter, 6th or 8th minute in the third quarter. So I think, though, that this is going to be a much tighter ball game than a blowout.
So maybe circumstances are different. Circumstances are different, Steve, because I know you feel you have this one pegged. You're 0-2. I had to bring it up,
I know,
but it's still September. Who is it tonight?
Well, every year at this time, there is a mind-walloping upset that defies all logic and reason. And maybe tonight, nah, I can't do it. I got to go with the Dolphins, 35-14.
Okay, it's a great show of conviction. I'm going to pick Miami also, but on the basis of the Bills playing on their own home turf, the emotion that they'll have, plus the fact that there is a possibility those skilled Miami players will be softening up a bit or not playing up to their level. I'm going to pick a score that says it's going to be a tighter score that says 27-20, Miami.
Allie, I think it's even tighter than that. I just have the feeling that the Bills at 0-2 are looking at possibly their season going down the tubes if they get blown out. They're going to come out like wounded animals. But Miami 21, Buffalo 17. Thanks for joining us on Monday Night Matchup. For Allie Sherman and Steve Sable, I'm Chris Berman. See you next week.
Quarterback Dan Marino of the Miami Dolphins burst onto the NFL scene a year ago with remarkable success. He was the first rookie quarterback ever picked as a Pro Bowl starter, and he carried the Dolphins to within sight of Super Bowl 18. Marino is back this year. So, too, is another young Dolphin phenom, wide receiver Mark Duper. And it was Marino to Duper in Miami's opener, which helped stun the Redskins 35-17. And tonight from Buffalo, New York, young Dan Marino goes up against the Bills' veteran quarterback, Joe Ferguson. In a given game, over the past 11 years, Ferguson has proven he can throw with the best. Last year against Miami, Ferguson rifled 5 touchdown passes in the two teams' second meeting. And tonight, Ferguson will be looking for receivers like Preston Denard to get the Bills on a winning track. Live from Buffalo, New York, it's the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills.
Brookridge Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, the Miami Dolphins meet the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins made this one to stay on top all by themselves in the AFC East. The Bills 0-2, the Dolphins 2-0. Danilo awaits the official signal, and here he comes. This ball game is underway as he hits it high. Eflin will watch it come down, grabs it at the 1-yard line, starts straight out to the near side. He is belted and screamed at about the 9-yard line. Only an 8-yard return for Ben Eflin, and as Henry Barrow remarked, these Bills are really fired up. The tackle made by Van Williams, who he himself runs six back. For the Bills on defense, Ben Williams, number 77 at left end. Fred Smerler, 76 at the nose tackle. Ken Johnson, number 91 at the right end. Linebackers left to right, 57, Lucius Sanford, Jim Haslett, 55, Eugene Marr, 54, and Darrell Talley, 56. Marino brings his ball club out with Nathan the deep back and the eye. Here's the snap to give off to Nathan. He is right down the line. Behind the line of scrimmage by this fired up Buffalo defense, and they will mark it back at about the 7 or the 6-yard line. Tackle made by Haslett from the left inside linebacker spot. Cornerbacks are Gary Thompson, number 24, and Charles Rome, 26. The free safety is Don Wilson, 21, and Steve Freeman, 22. Ball is back at the 7-yard line, a loss of 2 yards. We have a second down coming up and 12 yards to go. The one-back offense. Dolphins facing a second down and 12. Jensen goes in motion far side. Marino looks, fires out to Jensen. Got it to the 10, up to the 15, gets up to about the 16-yard line before he's knocked down. We'll pause for station identification. Third down and 4. for Miami. The ball marked at their 15-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Marino will direct his ball club from the Miami 15-yard line. Here's the snap. Drops to throw. Blitz on. He fires it. Caught by Rose at the 25-30 out to the 33-yard line for the first down. Side. Duper off to the far side. Jensen sets as a tight end off the right tackle. Bennett the only back. Marino back to throw. He looks. Wants to go right. Flips it to the near side. Caught by Dan Johnson. He is out of bounds at the Bills' 49-yard line. At the Bills' 49, the tackle by Charlie Rome.
And I tell you, Rick, I was watching Eric Laxo on that. He held 2 men out that were charging.
Well, also, Darryl Talley had the coverage there, and Johnson just slipped in between him and the strong safety, Freeman. Marino is now 3 for 3. First down, Dolphins at the Bills' 49-yard line. Backs are split, receivers spread to either side of the field. Here's the give off to Bennett. Hole right side, puts his head down and bangs his way down inside the 45-yard line. Williams always a good player against the Dolphins. Jensen in motion to the far side. 2nd and 6. Pitch to Nathan. Outside left. Gets the corner turn. He is still going inside the 40-yard line before he's knocked off his feet down at about the 39. Chains in from the far side of the field. First down for the Dolphins. Ball game. And in comes Nat Moore. He splits off the near side along with Jensen. Jensen goes in motion back to the far side of the field. The backs are split. Here's a handoff to Nathan around the left end, and he's dragged down at about the 38-yard line. For Miami from the Bills' 38-yard line. Marino has receivers spread to both sides of the field. Jensen is wide to the near side. Marino drops the throw. He has time. He fires. It is caught. Up the far sideline goes Duper, and he runs it out of bounds inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line. Now is 4 for 4. For 57 yards, and that's the first ball caught by Duper. And all 4 of his passes, Rick, have been to different receivers. He's hit Jensen, he's hit Johnson, he's hit Rose. And that time he also picked up the blitz by Darryl Talley. Duper spreads far side. Clayton comes to the near side. Double tight end, Bennett and Nathan, the I-backs. First down Miami at the Bills' 25-yard line. Here's the give off to Nathan. Hurdles one tackler and manages to get back to the line of scrimmage. Clayton near side. Bennett sets as a blocker, slot left. Or Jensen, rather. Now he comes in motion back to the near side. Marino will flip it. It is overthrown. He threw that one away as he took a pretty good shot from Ben Williams. 5 minutes and 7 seconds. Third down and 10 for the Bills' 25. Out of the shotgun. Awaiting the snap is Marino. We got flags down, and Marino is going to run with the football, and he runs it out of bounds, knowing the penalty is going to be against the Buffalo Bills. I don't know about that, Rick, because the center looked like he faked the snap, and that's what threw the Bills offside. I think the Dolphins might have lost the snap count, but let's wait and see what the official says. Everybody moved. Yeah, it's going to be illegal procedure on the Dolphins. Third down and 15. Marino sets his ball club. The backs are split, so are the receivers. Rose in the ball game at tight end. Here's the snap. Marino back to throw, has time. He fires it for the sideline. It is caught by Cepolo, and he is out of bounds at the 18-yard line. And defense, and they rushed 3-man drops, everybody back in the coverage. Marino had no choice but to go underneath. Von Schaman will try the field goal. He is 0 for 2. Strop will hold from the 26. This will be a 36-yard attempt. Now the wind has sprung up, and it is into Uber's face. It is blowing right in his face, and it's relatively strong according to the flag on top of the north end of the stadium. Strop awaits the snap. Still waiting. Here it is. Set down. The kick is up. He's got the distance on it. It is no good. Von Schaman misses off to the right side, so he is 0 for 3 on the season. The Dolphins come up empty-handed after holding on to the football for almost 6.5 minutes. The Bills take over at their 20-yard line. We'll be back in a moment on the Miami Dolphins Football Network. At his 20-yard line, first time he's had his hands on the ball. The Dolphins drove it down to the 18, and then Von Schaman misses his 3rd consecutive field goal attempt of the year. They give off the bell, and he is jammed up by Bowser and dragged down for a loss. We've got a flag on the near side of the field. Brzezinski finally wound up making the tackle. Loss of a yard. Let's see if the Dolphins elect to decline this penalty. Here's referee Bob Frederick. Well, we don't have him. We don't have him. And on our the referee's microphone. So the Dolphins elect to take the penalty, and Buffalo will come up with a 1st and 20 back at their 10-yard line. And on 20 for the Bills, back at their 10. The Dolphins held the ball for almost 6.5 minutes, and Von Schaman misses a field goal. Booker Moore, the only back in. Double tight ends. Here's a give-off to the fullback. Got a hole and squirts through the middle out to the 16-yard line. Change of tight ends. Buster Barnett, who was in as a blocker, is replaced by a wide receiver. Preston Denard comes out to the near side. To the far side is Byron Franklin. We've got Gary Bell and Speedy Neal as the backs. Now they split off. Here is the snap. The give-off goes to Neal over the left side. He weighs 250 pounds, and he is jammed up shy of the 20-yard line. The shotgun people in. 3rd down and long 10 for the Bills from their 20-yard line. Ferguson will operate out of the shotgun. This is their first 3rd down situation of the night. 8:10 to go in the first quarter. There is no score. Here's the snap. Joe drops the throw. Pressure on. Across the middle. It is caught out of the backfield and shy of the first down. Greg Bell is the fellow who caught the ball. Bell, the first-round draft choice out of Notre Dame, and 10 men up front. Clayton back as a single receiver. Here is the punt, a little bit high. Kidd pulls it down and rifles one out of there. Out-kicks his coverage. Clayton will run it back 30, 35, and he is belted at the 38-yard line. I'll tell you, these Buffalo special teams are really get involved in a wave cheer. I'm sure that you're aware of what that is, and it's working out pretty well. Keeps their minds off the booze, I guess.
I don't know.
They really tailgate here. I tell you, we've seen some weird sights. Remember the Monday night game? This guy got on a wire down here at the south end zone and tried to walk across to the other side of the stadium.
Well, so they get off work around 3 o'clock here, and they don't have much to do between 3 and 9, except you know what.
All right, the Dolphins have double tight ends in the ball game. Nathan the only back. First down for Marino from the 38. Duper and Clayton are the wide receivers. Snap to Marino. Drops the throw. Has time across the middle. It is caught by Johnson at the 45. Down to the 40. Down to the Bills' 39-yard line. And he took a pretty good hit. Tackle made by Darryl Talley, the right outside linebacker, a second-year man from West Virginia.
Hey, Rick, Dan Johnson getting up slow. I think he's taking himself out of the game. His right shoulder is hanging down. He may have gotten hit on those bad ribs.
Woody Bennett comes in, 23 yards on the completion, so Marino is now 6 out of 7. The ball is at the Bills' 39, a first down from that point.
That Johnson is really emerging as a receiver, too, an all-purpose tight end who can block as well as receive. They've always been looking for that.
Marino has so many receivers to throw to. Hardy is in to replace him. Bennett the only back. Here's a give off to Woody, runs outside of the right, and he is horse-collared at the 37-yard line. 7-yard line with 6 minutes to go. In the first quarter, there's no score. Dolphins have had all the possession time here in the first quarter, have not scored. Marino sprints out to his left to get away from Williams. Lofts it up the sideline. It is caught at the 30. Down the far side of the 20. Inside the 15-yard line goes Mark Clayton with the football, and that's another first down for Miami. Put the juke step on the corner, and Marino just slicing up this Buffalo secondary. Don Wilson, the rookie free safety out of North Carolina State, was the fellow who finally brought him down. First down at the Bills' 14, a gain of 23.
Rick, Dan Johnson's back in. They didn't do anything to him on the sidelines, didn't administer him at all, just talked to him, and apparently he said he was okay.
Ball at the 14-yard line in Buffalo territory with 5:14 to go in the first quarter.
You talk about spreading it around, Rick. Everybody's caught a pass now. It's been in the ball game just about except Tony Nathan.
Eddie Hill and Tony Nathan are the backs. Clayton comes near side. Duper off to the far side. Marino will throw it again. He has time. He looks. Now he's going to run with the ball. He gets to the 15. He will slide to the 11-yard line. So he gets at Three Rivers, and he's off to quite a start. The ball at the 11-yard line, and motion is Clayton back to the near side. Here is the give. Nathan, a big hole in the middle, gets inside the 10, and is bent double down at the 7-yard line. Third down and a long 2 for Miami. All the tight ends are in. Bennett and Nathan are the running backs. Marino gives off to Nathan over the right side. He bounces off a tackler, 6 for yardage, and he may have the first down. Good effort by Tony. He was jammed up over the right side. And they got it. Fourth down, good effort by Tony Nathan. First Dolphins in possession-type football. All the tight ends are in. Moore goes in motion. Now resets strong side right to left. Nathan and Bennett the backs. Marino on the snap is going to be sacked, and that's the first one of the season back at the 7-yard line. And there was a mix-up in the snap count because play back at the 12-yard line now. Second down and goal from the 12. Dolphins leading the league in protecting the quarterback. No sacks coming into the ball game. But Williams off a Dolphin miscue on the snap gets the first run. Backs are split. Receivers spread to either side from the 12-yard line. Marino against the blitz was up and across the middle. It is caught by Duper. He will score. Mark Duper gets his 4th touchdown of the year as Marino picked up the blitz beautifully. Duper broke open at the 7-yard line and just out-hustled the defense. Ran by Charlie Romes, the right corner. And so Marino gets his 8th touchdown pass of the year. And Duper picks up number 4 in the receiving department. The Dolphins finally cracked the ice with 2:09 left to go in the first quarter.
What a beautiful read and quick release by Marino as he saw the blitz coming from the inside, plus the pressure of Ken Johnson, who had moved to the inside. They were trying to force Marino out of the pocket, and he just laid that ball right in there over the middle.
Von Chapman, who is having a real problem with his field goals, will now try to kick the extra point. Here's the snap. Strock brings it down. The kick is up, and it's good. 7-0 in favor of Miami. We'll pause for station identification. This is the Miami Dolphins Football Network.
Nation and Sports Authority.
Von Schaumann's kickoff. He does not get it too deep. Mitch Brookins at the 10. Far side 15, 20. He is dropped at the 25-yard line, and they really hooked him. Fernanza Burgess back in there on special teams. Slipping a little bit is Robert Stoll, but he will walk that off to the far side of the field. So the Bills now have their farthest progress to the ball game out to their 25-yard line. A 16-yard return by Mitchell Brookins. A backup wide receiver, a 4th from Byron Franklin for wide receivers. And Van Williams now in the running back, or Greg Bell, running back, will split off to the near side. Speedy Neal, the only back. In behind, Joe Ferguson from the 25 of the Bills. Long count at the line of scrimmage by Joe. Gives off to Neal, puts his head down, and pulls his way out to the 30-yard line. And Van Williams, the second-year running back, number 23 from Carson Newman, is the tailback. Receivers spread to the far side, 2nd and 5. And now Williams and Neal are the splitbacks from the Bills' 30-yard line. Here is Ferguson, give off to Neal. He's got a hole over the left side and bangs his way out to the 35-yard line. Speedy, along with Van Williams and all the tight ends. Ferguson with a 3rd and 1 from his 35-yard line. Let's see what they come up with. We have 36 seconds to go in the quarter. Hurtling for the first down or close to it. It all depends on where they mark the football. Goes Van Williams, and he is stacked up just across the 35-yard line. They're brought in, and they will set him down. They just made it, but that looked like a first down by 5 or 6 yards. And the stats tomorrow doesn't make any difference whether they just made it or made it by 5 or 6. All the receivers are in. Spread to either side of the field. Neal the only back. Buffalo from their 36, 9 seconds to go in the quarter. Ferguson drops the throw, throws it to Neal at the 37, 40, 45. He is dropped on the far side of the field across the 50 and knocked out of bounds at the Dolphins 48 by Don McNeil. No intercepts, 1 touchdown, 119 yards. Ferguson 2 for 2, no intercepts, 25 yards. And the Dolphins have 22 yards on the ground, Buffalo 20. Here is a handoff going to Bell over the left side, and a flag goes down as he is knocked down at the Miami 40-yard line.
Holding, number 72. First down will be repeated.
All right, Dave. Gratefully, they have the referee's microphone operative now. It was called on Ken Jones, the left tackle, his 2nd holding infraction of the game. Split to the near side, Greg Bell far side, and Neal the only back in behind Ferguson from the Buffalo 43-yard line. Dolphins lead 7-0. Ferguson drops the throw. Under pressure, he fires it for their side. It is caught and held on to up at about the 49. It's deep too often on this Dolphins secondary this year. The ball at the 49-yard line. 2nd down and 14. Backs are split. Here's Ferguson back to throw. Under pressure, forced out to his right side. They're chasing. He's going to run. He gets to the 50. Down to the 45. He is belted at the 40-yard line. That bounces up like a rubber ball. The Dolphins 39, Buffalo's deepest penetration. They split off Julius Dawkins now in the ball game. And we got the double wing formation, 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Here's the snap to Ferguson. Drops the throw. He's going deep up the far side. This one is incomplete. Out at the 9-yard line. Kid, I don't know whether he runs out of front formation or not. This might be a good spot to try a little trick play. Clayton is not that deep. He does kick it. He'll probably be angling for the near side coffin corner. He's going to have to kick it under pressure. End over ends it into the middle of the field. Clayton will call for a fair catch at the Miami 11-yard line. So the Dolphins will take over the football at their 11, a 28-yard punt, and a return, no return on the fair. Common missed his third consecutive field goal opportunity, so Miami now starts at their 11. Backs are split, Nathan and Bennett. Duper and Clayton, the wide receivers from the Miami 11. Here is a give off to Bennett, outside of the right, back to his left, gets 2 to the 13. Yard, not 2. The ball is at the 12. So Clayton and Duper will spread out to the near side of the field. Jensen goes wide to the right. Nathan the only back on 2nd and 9. Miami from their 12-yard line. The early moments of the second quarter. Marino will put it up, drops the throw. He fires deep in the middle over Clayton's hands. He should have had that one at the 39-yard line. Right, Miami now has Cephalo in as a split back. Back to throw goes Marino, fires it, and it is incomplete. He had a lot of pressure from Brent Williams, who was just eating Eric Blackshaw's lunch for him early in the ballgame. And the deep man back is Don Wilson. Buffalo may go after a block on this one. They have 10 men at the line of scrimmage. Roby about 4 yards deep in the end zone. He had one block last year. Here's the snap a little bit high. He gets the kick out of there. He is dumped. The kick comes to Wilson. He's at the 46 of the Dolphins, and it's wrestled to the ground at the 43. A bad snap that time. We've got Franklin along with Denard split off the far side. Neal along with Greg Bell, the split backs behind Ferguson. To give off to Speedy Neal. He's got a hole over the left side and bangs his way down to the 37. 4 for the Bills, the Dolphins 37. Baxton and I. Neal aligned as the blocker this time. The give off to the tailback. And Van Williams is not going to go anyplace. Trying to slide outside of the right is knocked down at the 35-yard line. You want to bet they give it to Neal. Neal and Greg Bell are the back. No, they give it to Bell over the left side. He's got the first down to the 32-yard line. Flag is down, however, thrown by the linesman on the far side of the field.
They keep holding. Number 87.
Tony Hunter, the tight end, a second-year man from Notre Dame. They have to get it down to the Dolphins 33. The ball is back to Miami 45. Out of the shotgun now. And the Dolphins have the prevent defense in with the nickel back. Here comes the blitz. Another flag down. Ferguson throws. It is caught at the 40, and going out of bounds with it is Franklin down the near side, but it may be called back. Defensive offside against the Dolphins. It'll be declined because the Bills had picked up a first down to the 31-yard line. Denard and Franklin split far side to give us to Neal. This time he's going to go no place. The Miami 30, Baxton and I, receivers spread to either side. Now the backs split off, Bell and Neal. Here's Ferguson, drops to throw. He sets, he looks, he fires. It is knocked away. Good play intended for Buster Barnett. At 9, Buffalo from the Dolphins 30-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Ferguson. Against a lot of pressure, steps in the pocket, throwing deep, man open, it is dropped. Incomplete. Right back on the baseline of the end zone. Good throw by Ferguson, wasn't it? It was an excellent throw, and perhaps it should have been held on to, or perhaps it even was a touchdown. The official back there really didn't have possession. Snap set down, kick is blocked. It is rolling loose. Poplar goes for it back at about the 50-yard line. And the Dolphins have come up with a football. They have a first down at their 48-yard line. Don McNeil is the fellow who got the ball. And somebody in the middle of the line got a hand on it. So perhaps we can check it out and see who did block it. McNeil came up with a recovery, and Miami has the ball at their 48. We're going to be back in a moment on the Miami Dolphins Football Network. We'll have excellent field position, moving from our right to our left towards the north end of the field. Marino will drop to throw it. He steps in the pocket. He fires. It is caught down at the 43-yard line.
Tony Nathan caught a pass, too, Rick.
Duper and Clayton, the wide receivers. Nathan and Bennett are the backs. Second down and 1. Dolphins from the Bills' 43-yard line. Here is the give off to Woody Bennett. Hesitates and bangs into the middle and gets the first down to about the 41-yard line. Double tight ends. Nathan the only back. Tell you what we're about to in just a moment. Little screen, split hit screen to Duper. He makes the catch, gets down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line.
Good coverage as those corners are playing off the receivers quite a bit.
Second and 4 from the Bills' 35-yard line. Here is the give to Bennett. No hole in the middle. Cuts it outside of the left inside the 30. and gets down to the 28-yard line. Intelligent running by Woody Bennett. The huddle will spread to the far side. Double tight ends, Jensen in the ball game. Baxton and I, Bennett and Nathan. And now Johnson and Bennett will set off with Jensen to the left side. Nathan the only back. From the 28, Marino drops to throw. Williams after him. He will fire it. It is brought down at the 23-yard line. The backs are split. Second down and 5. Dolphins from the Bills' 23-yard line. Give off to Bennett. No hole right, goes left, puts his head down and bangs his way close to a first down to about the 17-yard line.
Authority, Rick, the last couple of carries. 7 yards, 6 yards, not too bad.
Split backs, first down, Dolphins at the Bills' 17. Miami leads 7-0, 5:20 to go in the first half. Marino drops the throw. Looks right, looks into the middle, holds the ball. Ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage. He will spread to the near side, Duper to the far side. Nathan and Bennett the backs. Second and 10 to the Bills' 17. Somebody jumps from Buffalo, does not get back. Flags are down. Marino will throw it. It is dropped by Johnson, the tight end, at about the 12-yard line. But now it's going to be called against Buffalo. I don't know what Stevenson was hopping all over the referee's tail for. Line of the Bills. We have 5:08 to go.
Watch Jensen here. He's going to be split out, and he's going to be on Steve Freeman, and he's been beating those strong safeties.
Clayton and Duper to the near side, Jensen far side. Marino from the 12-yard line drops to throw. He looks left, fires the end zone, touchdown. Again to Mark Clayton. So the touchdown twins, Duper and Clayton, now have caught 4 apiece on the season and 1 apiece in this ball game. Gary Thompson from the College of the Redwoods was the man who had the coverage, and he just wasn't there. 12 yards on the touchdown. Marino to Mark Clayton. Dan has now thrown 2 TD passes in the game, 9 on the season, and the Dolphins strike again and go out to a 13-0 lead.
I guess he's used to defending against taller people being from College of the Redwoods, but Clayton has slipped in behind him with a good inside move, Rick, and then took off, and he's got speed to burn. There aren't many people can keep up with him.
Strack to hold, and Von Schaman can make it 14. Snap set down, the kick is up. He splits the uprights, and it's a 14-0 ball game in favor of Miami. 5:04 left to go in the first half. We'll be back in a moment on the Miami Dolphins Football Network. So we have Van Williams to the far side and Brookins deep to the near side, the deep man. Von Schaman, who has not kicked well tonight, squibs it upfield, rolls by the blocking wall, takes a bounce around. They rebound it. Grabbed by Brookins at the 2, 10, 15. Jammed up, cuts it outside. Flag is down. He is tripped up from behind across the 30. But there's going to be an illegal block coming up against Buffalo. It's going to be called back. Robert Soule is the fellow who tripped him up as he was about to bust it up the sideline.
Well, it was not a great job by the Dolphins special teams there because they were just on the kick return team. Number 58, first down.
Call against Steve Potter, the former Dolphin linebacker out of the University of Virginia. So the run back is nullified. They put the ball down back at the 13-yard line. First and 10 for the Bills. Let's make it to 14. 4:51 to go in the half. Dolphins lead 14-0. And the Dolphins have been able to score most of the times when they Hawkins to the near side, along with Franklin. Neal is the only back. Double tight ends. First down at their 14. Franklin in motion. Back to the far side of the field. Long count by Ferguson. Will drop deep to throw. Swings it out. Neal at the 10. He's hemmed in on the sidelines. Caught from behind and dragged down at about the 16 or the 17-yard line. That's on the backs. They split off from the Bills 17. Second down and 7. And Ferguson back to throw. Flag is down. They got it back in the end zone. He throws the ball away. We're going to get intentional grounding.
I don't know. Yeah.
He was knocked down in the end zone by Bocamper. And he threw the ball away with no receivers within 15 yards. There was a flag, however, preceding that one.
The only guy back there was Greg Bell, who was in the area. That's another questionable call, I have to say, because Bocamper was about to level him, that's true. But Bell was within range, and Bocamper hit him just as he threw it. The flag will be picked up, as there was a potential receiver in the area where the ball was thrown. Therefore, it was not an intentional grounding call. However, there was illegal motion on the offense. Illegal motion on the offense.
Night football from Dan Reeves, which was about the same expletive. All right, here's the shotgun. Ferguson drops the throw. They're after him again. Throws it across the middle. Caught by Williams. 20, 25, 30. Up across the 40 to 50-yard line and run out of bounds. poor pass coverage by the Dolphins. Judson finally ran him out. He dumped it across. We're not singling out the Dolphins. It doesn't work for anybody.
Oh, everybody.
All right, in the motion is Dawkins. Here is a give off to Neal over the left side, and he gets to the 50-yard line. Behind Ferguson from the 50. Joe gets the snap, play fakes, back to throw, works the sidelines. It is incomplete down at the 28-yard line. Good coverage by Lyle Blackwood, the free safety up the near side on Byron Franklin.
The offensive team, number 73.
With 3:03 left to go in the half. The Dolphins leading 14-0. Ferguson from the 40 takes the snap. They're after him. In the pocket. The pass is incomplete. Out of the shotgun once again. Let's see what Ferguson comes up with from the 40-yard line. On 3rd down and 19, Dolphins show blitz. Forcing back deep. He throws. It is caught by Franklin. Gets away from one, but it's going to be run out of bounds. Way short of the first down at about the Dolphins' 49-yard line. He stands back at the 36-yard line. Dolphins have Blackwood Kozlowski far side, Blackwood near side, and Clayton in the middle. Kidd gets some pressure. Short kick, end over ends it upfield. It's going to bounce. It hits at the 15, and it's going to be down at the 12.
That's Capital Bank. Financial news and talk with Steve Conway. Weekdays at 2 on 610 WIOD Miami. South Florida's.
Utilize that as a timeout. So Dan lets it run down to 2 minutes. That's the 2-minute warning. For the score, the Dolphins 14, the Bills zip. This is the Miami Dolphins Football Network.
Also went down that same game.
Dolphins now with 2 minutes to go have a 2nd and 7 from their 15-yard line. Flag is down. And we get all kinds of motion at the line of scrimmage. Illegal procedure is the call against the Dolphins. Matt Moore in the ball game. 2nd down and 12. Here's a give to Nathan. Misdirected. Got a hole over the right side. And gets out to about the 15-yard line. Dolphins 3rd down conversions. 2 out of 4. One back, Nathan. Receiver spread to either side. Double tight ends. Here's the give to Nathan. Fumbles the football. Big pile up at the 22-yard line. And the Bills may have it. The indication is that Buffalo has recovered. That ball came out of there as Nathan was hit with a big hole over the right side, and Marco Tung, number 30, comes up with the ball. Delighted. But the handoff, he had the ball in his hands, and he never had control of it on the handoff. There's a big hole there, and the ball just popped out of there like a wet watermelon seed. Defense has to stop him again. 14-0 Miami. Ferguson with Neal, the only back, drops the throw. Woodson steps in the pocket. He's going to run out of it now. Throws. Flag is down. Man open. Makes the catch at the 5. Gets to the 4-yard line. Buster Barnett, the tight end. He was down on the ground. Caught the ball at the 6.
Defensive holding, number 55. And it will be refused. First down and goal.
Rick Weaver back at Orchard Park, New York. First and goal for the Bills. They're out of timeouts at the Dolphins 4. All the tight ends are in. Backs, Williams, and Neal split behind Ferguson. On the snap, the give is to Williams on the left side. He gets nothing.
8 men across the line, and I'm surprised that Ferguson didn't check off.
The ball at the 4-yard line. We have 45 seconds to go. Closer to the 5. Give them a loss of a yard. 2nd and goal for 5. Again, the same formation. Everybody sets in tight. Backs are split. Ferguson, play fakes, drops the throw. They're in on it. Betters will track him back at the 16-yard line. Dougie Betters blew it all. The big grizzly bear, 6'8", 265, gets his 2nd quarterback sack of the season, and that is a key sack in this ballgame.
Ferguson started ducking when Betters was 6 feet away. I don't want to say he's a coward. Maybe I'd do the same thing if Betters was bearing down on me, but he made no effort to avoid the rush.
They huddle up. No 2-minute short offensive drill here. Ball at the 16 now. 3rd and goal from that point. 15 seconds to go. For the end of the half, Ferguson back to throw. Here's the pass. It is knocked away down at the 10-yard line. Through into double coverage. Kozlowski and Glenn Blackwood
running wide on 1st down.
This will be a 33-yard attempt. Poplar will hold from the 23. Danello will try it. The far inbound hash mark. Snap, set down. Kick is up. He's got the distance on it. It's good. So the Bills get 3 out of it. Nathan's fumble with 5 seconds left to go in the half. It's a 14-3 score in favor of Miami. We'll pause for station identification. This is the Miami Dolphins Football Network. 4 plays, Danilo a 33-yard field goal. Danilo will kick off. He comes forward, little squibber, will roll to the middle, and it's going to be down back at the 17-yard line as we have 1 second showing on the board. By Nat Moore, he and Heflin were back there to control the ball. Clayton is the fellow who came up with the ball. Miami has been in control of this game. Marino will just fall down with it to run the clock out, so that's the end of the first half with a score. Miami 14 and the Bills 3, and the Bluebirds down here in the north end of the field really getting on. Dolphins lead 14-3. Von Schaman straight ahead. He hits it high, and this one is a good kick back in the end zone. Grabbed by Williams 2 yards deep. Into the middle he comes. He's out to the 10. Eludes one, and he gets across the 15 out to the 18-yard line. The Betters does not have a touchdown pass, nor has he been intercepted. Ferguson on the year has thrown 3 touchdown passes and has thrown 2 intercepts. The only back, 3 receivers in the ball game. Van Williams is set as one of them off to the far side. Bills from their 18. Ferguson will drop straight back to throw. Swings it out. Storm to throws the receivers to the near side of the field. Wide to the far side goes Bell, and Neal is the only back. Ferguson from the 18 gives off to Speedy Neal, comes inside, tries to go outside to the left, and the Dolphins defense swings it out beautifully. They've just begun play in the third quarter. Ferguson shifts them into the shotgun. Dolphins lead 14-3. Miami in the prevent defense. Here's Ferguson back to throw. He has pressure. He fires it upfield. It's going to be intercepted by McNeil, and it drops the ball at the 30-yard line. He started to run with it. It's the intended receiver, Kidd, who has not kicked very well tonight, stands at the 4-yard line. Dolphins have Clayton in the middle, Blackwood to the near side, Kozlowski to the far side. They should get pretty good field position out of this one. Here is Kidd's kick, and he booms one out of there this time. Backs Clayton up at the 30, grabs it near side, 35. He's at the 40 and out of bounds. Hit out of bounds by 2 Buffalo Bills and no flags. Now wants Nat Moore in as Clayton being taken out after running that punt back. A little bit shaken up on that play, apparently. The ball at the 43-yard line of the Dolphins. Marino now ready to go to work. On the snap, Dan drops to throw. Deep drop, looks, steps in the pocket, fires in the middle, caught by Duper, and he's going to get to inside the 40 of the Bills down to the 37. So deep at wide receiver, 37-yard line of the Bills. Backs are split. Receivers spread to either side. Hand off to Bennett. Flags are down. Woody over the right side before he takes a pretty good pop. And we're going to get the penalty called against the Buffalo Bills. So they continue to hurt themselves.
Yeah, he took a good shot on the thigh, but they've rubbed it out. He'll be okay.
1st and 5 for the Dolphins from the Bills' 32-yard line. Now Marino with split backs, receivers to either side. Moore in the ball game. Here is the snap. Marino looks. He fires. It is caught by Johnson, the tight end, and he gets out of bounds inside the 30 at about the 29. The Bills 29 from where it'll be a 2nd down and 1. Receivers spread to either side of the field. Nathan and Bennett are the split backs behind Marino on 2nd and 1 from the 29. A give to Bennett. No hole inside. Cuts it to the left. Fumbles the ball. He got it back on the dribble, though, and he gets the first down to the 24-yard line. All over the place. And Jensen is wide to the far side of the field. Let's see if Marino tries to go to him. Here's the play fake. He throws it, and it's short hop by Jensen. He gets to the 26-yard line, and we're going to get a pushing and shoving match going on. Ben Williams makes the tackle on. Complete. Not a well-thrown ball by Marino. At the Bills' 24-yard line. Moore in the ball game will spread to the near side of the field. Duper off to the far side. Backs are split. In behind Marino. Marino drops to throw. He looks. He looks. He fires across the middle. It is caught by Duper. 15, 10. Gets the block down to the 6-yard line. And I mean, he was stuffed. That's why last week, that's why he wears an S on his chest. He is tough. And very compact, well put together at 5'9", 185 pounds. First down at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. Okay. We'll spread to the far side. Duper comes to the near side. Bennett is the only back as Nathan sets as a wingman, a slot to the left side. 1st and goal, Miami at the Bills' 6-yard line. Here's the give off to Woody Bennett. Splits out to the left side, cuts it back to his right, gets to the 3-yard line. Now minus Johnson, and Foster will stay in as a blocker off the right side. Nat Moore sets as a wingman right. Backs are split. Give to Tony Nathan over the right side. He is going to get to the 1-yard line before he is dropped. The net station at 3:50. Right now it's Marino over talking with referee Bob Frederick. Now they have put more in the ball game as a blocker off the right side. Bennett and Nathan are the backs, and everybody sets in tight for the blocking up front. Nathan in motion back to the near side of the field. Marino will play fake it. Looks, fires the middle, cut for a touchdown by Nat Moore. Moore comes up with his first TD reception of the season as Rod Kurtz, the free safety, had the coverage, but Marino again had all kinds of time to throw. That's Nat's 56th career touchdown, one short of a Miami record held by Larry Zonka.
We're going to take a look at it from the ground level. I don't think Nat Moore was his primary receiver. He was trying to hit a guy in the flat. He wasn't open. He looked to his backup receiver, and here comes Nat Moore across the middle.
Hey, that's some good camera work. You saw Bennett's block making the touchdown shot possible to Nat Moore. Von Schaman for the conversion. And Miami extends their lead. And now Marino has connected for 3 touchdown passes. This one to the veteran Nat Moore. We'll be returning to Buffalo in a moment.
Williams deep to the far side. Brookins down the near side. Miami 21-3, and Buffalo facing perhaps if Miami scores again, Dolphins would have another blowout similar to Washington. They put the Redskins away early in the ball game. Here is the kickoff by Von Schaman. He hammers this one deep again back in the end zone. Williams about 3 or 4 yards will got it. It'll be a touchback. Be back. Preston Denard has bruised ribs. He will not be back.
I guess Denard bruised his ribs, Rick, when he fell on the ball down in the end zone earlier.
So the Bills will start from their 20-yard line as Von Schaman on his last 2 kickoffs. Back to Uba's good old split. Dawkins to the far side, who's in there in lieu of the injury to Denard, and to the near side Franklin. Neal and Bell are the backs. They split off behind Ferguson. Joe from the 20 will throw it. Drops the throw, pops it across the middle, caught by Barnett. A long 2 yards to go on 2nd down. They split off Williams, who's in the ball game, as a receiver to the near side. And Neal the only back. Ferguson will drop the throw. Pressure, blitz from behind. Bowser after him. He will get him as he throws the ball away. Goes an incomplete forward pass. They have a long 2 yards to go from their 28. Ferguson is in the shotgun. 9:35 to go in the 3rd period. Here's the snap. Everybody in the ballpark after him. He throws the ball. It is caught by Franklin, and he's up across the 35 and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Down for the Bills from their 41-yard line. Jackson and I, now they split off. Williams and Neal. Here's Ferguson back to throw. Pressure on him. He flips it off to Booker Moore. Gets the screen, and he's going to be wrestled to the ground across the 45. Out of bounds to the far side at the 46-yard line. Near side is Franklin. Neal and Williams are the backs. On 2nd and 5, Bills from their 46. There's a handoff to Neal. He is belted at the line of scrimmage and falls forward close to the 50-yard line. Just shy of the 50-yard line. Everybody will set in tight up front. Neal and Williams are the backs. Ferguson did not go to Neal on the last short yardage situation. He does this time, and Speedy over the left side will get the first down close to the Miami 49-yard line. The backs, Dawkins spreads far side. Barnett is the tight end, and to the near side is Byron Franklin. Williams and Neal split off behind Ferguson. Joe will play fake it. The blitz on. He steps in the pocket, throws it. Caught by Williams, slips and falls down. And Brown punches him out at the 48-yard line. Right as Dawkins' far side goes Franklin, Neal, and Williams the backs. Ferguson drops straight back to throw. He sets and he fires across the middle. Williams at the 45 gets down to the 43-yard line. Shotgun. 3rd down and closer to 3 from the Dolphins' 42-yard line. White comes in motion to the near side. Here's the snap to Joe. Rolls back to his right. Throws the ball, and White catches it for a first down and is touched immediately by Langford down at the Dolphins' 36-yard line. Left end. Receivers are spread. Baxton and I, now they split off. Williams back in there with Speedy Neal. Ferguson from the Dolphins' 36. Fergie drops the throw. Budzinski after him. He throws the ball into the ground. 50% effort. Williams and Neal are the split backs. Receivers are spread. 2nd and 10. Buffalo from the Dolphins' 36. Williams in motion to the far side. Baumhauer jumps, flag goes down. Ferguson back to throw. He will complete the pass to Williams, and Williams is going to get only a couple of yards to the 34, but they...
Defense, number 73, offside. Repeat of the second down.
Ball is marked ahead to the 31, where it'll be a second down and 5.
It's unusual, Rick, to have Baumhauer be called for an offside. I can't recall the last time it happened to him.
Dolphins have been penalized thus far in the ball game 3 times for 15 yards. The wave in progress. That's the cheer with the cards here. Receivers spread both to the far side. Backs are split. Now in motion back to the near side comes Franklin. Back to throw is Ferguson. He throws it. It is caught. Down inside the 25 to the 29-yard line. Get back in this game. Franklin near side, Dawkins far side. Backs are split. The Dolphins 24. The play fake. Ferguson back to throw. Going deep. He's got a man down there. It's dropped in the end zone. Flag. Flag is thrown in the end zone. Pass interference. Number 42 in the end zone. First down and goal on the 1-yard line. I don't think that was a very good call. It's called on Lyle Blackwood. Blackwood had his hands on the receiver, and the ball came out. But he argued down on the goal line that he was going for the football. Penalty in the end zone gives the Bills a first and goal at the 1-yard line. Everybody in for the blocking up front. The backs in an eye. Here is Ferguson. Gives to Williams. Tries to hurdle, and he didn't make it. And it'll be a second and goal for 1.
6 minutes and 12 plays on this drive by the Bills so far.
So, controversy continues. Did Denard score in the first half? They took it away from the Bills. Now, did Lyle Blackwood commit the infraction on Dawkins in the end zone? Second and goal to 1-yard line. Everybody sets in tight. The backs are split. Ferguson gives to Speedy Neal. He goes through the middle for a touchdown. Danilo can make it 21-10 with 3:57 left to go in the third period. Awaiting the snap is Koffler. Low snap, gets it up, and Danilo boots it through there. Good effort by Koffler, the holder. There was a bad snap. They dug it up off the turf, and Danilo finding it through the upright. So it's a 21-10 ball game in favor of Miami. We'll be back in a moment on the Miami Dolphins football network.
The Dolphins have scored 35 points in the third quarter in their first 2 games. They won't tonight. Keep up with that pace because the Bills controlled the ball for so long in this third quarter. 6:24 the time of that drive. 80 yards, 13 plays. Neal over from 1 yard out. Blackwood's pass interference call in the end zone on Dawkins. The big play to keep Buffalo alive. Here's Danilo's kickoff. He hits it high. Will not be deep. Eflin drifts over, grabs it at the 13, 15, 20, 25, and he gets out almost to the 30-yard line. Almost busted one. And more have been the recipients of Dan Marino touchdown passes tonight. Cooper and Cepolo split off near side. Nathan and Bennett to back. Cepolo in motion back to the far side of the field. Marino on the snap, dumps it across the middle. It is caught by Hardy, the tight end. He is tackled by Sanford immediately, but he gets out to the 40-yard line. For a far side. Bennett sets up as a blocker. Here's a give-off to Bennett. He will go inside, try to break the tackle, and is wrestled to the turf by Jim Haslett on the 41-yard line. So Miami keeps possession with 2:45 and counting left to go in period 3. Keep talking about third down conversions as a statistic. First down is still the most important one. When you get 9 yards on first down, you can call your shots.
Marino, thus far in the ball game, is... Well, we'll give it to you in a moment. Marino drops the throw. Has time. Set. Dumps it across the middle. Nathan, 45. Eludes one. Gets a block. 50 down to the 49.
One pass coming into this game. That was last week. And tonight he's caught 3. So they're working him into the offense a little more with pass receiving.
They missed it by the nose of the football. But let's see if he does in this situation. Somebody jumps Smirlis, and there's the first down as they go for the running play right up the middle. Smirlis had jumped too soon. Okay, and they mark it down at the 44-yard line. He picked up an extra yard out of it. So first down for the Dolphins. That's far side. To the near side is Duper. Bennett sets as a slot man to the far side, a blocker. Nathan the only back in behind Marino. Dan rolls out to his right side. The pocket goes with him. He looks upfield. He throws. It is caught by Cepolo inside the 35. Down he goes at about the 33-yard line.
And there's holding defensively, so the Dolphins will turn that down. And Cepolo worked with Marino. He moved along the side as Marino rolled out and came back to the football. Defensive holding, number 26. The penalty will be refused. Result of the play, first down.
Bills 33, and Dan playing keep away and moving his football team, leading 21-10 late in the third quarter. Bills show blitz. Little mix-up, fumble in the backfield. I believe the Dolphins got the football back. Bills 26, Duper near side, Cepolo. Far side, Nathan and Bennett the backs. Bills show blitz again. Here they come. Nathan dumps it. It is intercepted. Good thrown it. Picked off by the quarterback, Freeman, the safety. He's at the 50, 45, 40, down to the 30, and run out of bounds. At the Dolphins 25, 26-yard line. 6-yard line of Miami. Neal and Williams are the backs. Behind Ferguson. They split off. From the Dolphins 26-yard line, Ferguson sprints to his left. Throws it to the sideline and throws it incomplete. It would be Dawkins and Franklin to the far side. Greg Bell, the rookie out of Notre Dame, splits to the near side. Neal, the only back. From the Dolphins 26, Ferguson drops the throw. Under pressure, dumps it off to Neal. He is going to be thrown out of bounds by Mark Brown. I mean, he bulldogged him and played frisbee with him. Shotgun now. Ferguson does not throw very many intercepts. Franklin in motion. Here's the blitz on. They chase him out of the pocket. He's running. Bowser brings it down behind, fumbles the ball, and the Dolphins have it at the 25-yard line. So the Bills turn it right back again. Doug Betters is the man who comes up with it, and Bowser just chased him out like Fox chasing a rabbit.
Yeah, Bowser made the big play as he stripped him of the football besides getting the sack. A great play by Bowser. It's just so quick.
We have a timeout on the field. The Dolphins intercept by Marino. Turns out to be nothing. The Miami gets it back on the fumble, and it'll be at the 25-yard line. 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. Miami leads 21-10. This is the Miami Dolphins Football Network. This is Bennett and Nathan are the backs. Moore and Duper split off the far side. Marino has not been able to go with the big bomb tonight. Moore in motion to the near side. Give off to Nathan. Cuts to the left side, turns the corner, 25, 30, gets out to the 32-yard line. With the score, the Dolphins 21 and the Bills 10, this is the Miami Dolphins Football Network. With an 11-point lead, 21-10.
I think Steve Freeman, being as strong as he is at strong safety, is a factor, too.
All right, Marino ready to go to work now. 2nd and 3 for the Dolphins, 32, Moore in motion. Give off to Nathan. He gets jammed up trying to run the right side, and Ben Williams.
Down opportunity, and they have not punted yet tonight.
Roby did kick once, I believe. They have one back. Marino drops the throw. He sets. He fires. It is caught by Cepolo. He's down to the 50-yard line, down into Bill's territory at the 49.
Hard kick, I forgot about that. The high snap.
I'm sure he'd like to forget it, too. Bennett, the only back. Receiver spread, double tight ends. Here is Marino, back to throw on the blitz, throws it to the near side. It is caught by Moore. He is hit out of bounds, and they should have thrown a flag. Well, at the 43-yard line of the Bills. Marino took a pretty good shot that time.
Moore and Cepolo getting a lot of work tonight, as you said, Rick, as Cepolo's caught 3 passes for 42, and now Nat has 2 for 17.
2nd down and 4 at the Bills' 43-yard line. The backs are Nathan and Bennett. Again tonight, the Dolphins have not used young Joey Carter. Back to throw. Marino sprints back to his left. He's looking upfield. Got to get rid of it. He throws it, but it's incomplete, out of bounds down the far side of the field. Everybody spreads out. We're not going to use the shotgun. Nathan is the only back. Rose, Duper to the near side. Cepolo off to the far side. Blitz on. Marino throws it. It is caught by Cepolo. Hooks the defensive back. 40, 35, 30, fumbles the ball. And Buffalo may come up with it back at the 20-yard line. So the fumbles again are the turnovers. Recovered by the Bills. Cepolo caught the ball, but the juke step. We also have the ball following Cepolo's fumble and Tung's recovery. Booker Moore and Williams in motion to the far side. Back to throw goes Ferguson. He will throw it. It is caught by Dawkins at the 28-yard line, and he gets no further than that. To get in. Booker Moore is the only back. 3 receivers in, spread to either side on 2nd down and 3 from the Bills' 28-yard line. Ferguson barks the signals. Here's the snap. He drops the throw. Has time. Protection breaks down. They catch it. He fumbles the ball. It is going to be grabbed by the Dolphins. Did they get it inbounds? No, they did not. Oh, boy. Charles Bowser went after the football and started taking some crazy bounces. Is losing yardage back to the 9-yard line.
I guess they'll give a sack to Bowser since he was the closest one to Ferguson on that 12-yard loss, Rick. And what happened here was Miami confused them. They were pointing around, stunning. They all had their hands up, and I think Ferguson didn't want to run the play. He was trying to audibilize. The ball was snapped, and he was running for his life.
Barnett, the tight end, is out. They put in the young receiver, Craig White. Dawkins and Franklin go to the far side. White to the near side, out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 22. Bills from their 9-yard line. They have to get it up to the 31. Here's the blitz on. Ferguson will sprint out to his right. Back in the pocket, throws across the middle. Caught by Franklin. Eludes one tackler, fumbles the ball. Still loose. And the Bills may have it, but it's going to come up a yard shy of a 1st down at their 30-yard line. Hands come to life. The Dolphins stop them here. They take over. Nose to nose, head to head. Here we go. As Ferguson gives off to Neal, he hits the middle, and it all depends on where they mark it. I mean, he shot in there like a bullet. Mark Brown was the first man to hit him. He didn't get much, but he didn't need much. They're going to. All depends on where they mark the football at the unfiled. They made it on the length of the ball. Near side, Miami leads 21-10. It's been a series of errors here in the latter stages of the game. Ferguson back to throw. Bowser after him. Here's the pass up the sideline. It is caught and pushed out of bounds at the Dolphins' 45-yard line. Is the receiver Byron Franklin. Goes to the near side. Off the far side is Franklin. Booker Moore now in there with Williams as the back. 1st down at the Dolphins' 45. Ferguson back to throw. He's in the pocket, in trouble. Dumps it off. They call it incomplete. 45-yard line. It's Craig White and Franklin to the far side. Dawkins near side. Moore the only back. 2nd and 10 from the Dolphins' 45. Ferguson, the straight back drop. Penetration again, throwing deep upfield. Dawkins is not there. 4 receivers in the ball game as he goes into the shotgun. 3rd down and 10 from the Dolphins' 45. Here's the snap. Ferguson drops the throw. Across the middle, wide open. There's Franklin at the 40. He is bent double at the 32. And, or rather at the 37. And this is going to be about 2 yards shy of a 1st down. Craig White and Dawkins to the near side in the shotgun. From the Dolphins' 38 on 4th down and 3. White in motion back to the far side of the field. Ferguson all out blitz. Here's the pass. It is caught. 10, 5, touchdown for the Bills. 21-17, and the Dolphins offense better get busy and hold on to the football. 9:20 left to go. There's the snap. Popper gets it down. The kick is up, and it's good. So it's 21-17, and I guarantee you there's nobody going home here at Rich Stadium from this ball game. We'll have more Miami Dolphins football action in 30 seconds. 9 yards. Heflin deep in the middle as Danilo will pick it off. Fans are fired up. So are the Bills. A high, short kickoff. Heflin comes up, takes it at the 10. He gets out to the 15, 20. Gets through, and still going for yardage. He's out all the way up to the 35-yard line. Good return by Vince Heflin. Look what Smith, newly signed defensive back, makes the tackle. So Marino has his work cut out for him.
And that was about as strange a succession of plays as I've seen in a while, Rick, because you had that first fumble by Ferguson that the Dolphins didn't get. They just didn't capitalize when the ball was passing their way.
Nathan. We've got Duper and Moore as the wide receivers. Marino will put it up. Hooks left, throws it out of the backfield. Nathan gets across the 35, and that's all to the 36-yard line. Over to the far side. Jimmy's fumble earlier was kind of costly. Bennett and Nathan the backs. Marino drops the throw. Gets on. Throw it to the near side, and Sept drops the ball. The Bills are within 4 points. 3rd and 9. Dolphins have to get the ball out to the Bills' 45 to keep this drive alive. Out of the shotgun. Dolphins are 4 out of 8 3rd down conversions. Marino back to throw. Across the middle. Sept ball tipped in the air. Incomplete.
Now the crowd's into it. Buffalo's pumped up, and you can just see Miami sagging a little bit. They needed a big play and didn't get it. Now their backs are to the wall in spite of the fact they're leading in the game.
Roby will have to kick into the wind. He's kicked once tonight for only 34 yards. Mitch looking. The speedster out of Illinois is deep. 10 men up at the line of scrimmage. Roby will stand at the 21-yard line. Bruce Hardy has, on that one snap tonight, snapped it kind of high to Roby. That's what resulted in just a 34-yard punt. 8:17 to go. There's the snap again, a little high. Roby pulls it down, and he bangs the beauty out of there. Long, high spiral. Brookins at the 22. Soule after him, slows him down, and he is knocked down at the 32-yard line. The right side defensive end for Beaucamper. Moore and Williams are the backs from the Bills' 32-yard line. Ferguson will give off to Booker Moore. He's in all kinds of trouble, breaks the tackle, and gets 2 yards out to the 34-yard line. Franklin far side. Moore and Williams the backs behind Ferguson, who has riddled the Dolphin defense here in the second half. Dolphins' mistakes have contributed, however. 2nd and 9. Back he goes to throw. Sets, looks, fires. Moore out of the backfield. Glenn Blackwood bulldogs him at the 36-yard line. Bills 6 out of 13 third down conversions from their 36-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Here's the snap. Ferguson back to throw. Now he's going to run. 35, 40, 45, 50, and slides for the first down at the Dolphins' 47-yard line. Seconds to go. First down, Buffalo at the Dolphins' 48. Miami leads 21-17. Receiver spread to either side. Moore the only back behind Ferguson. Joe drops to throw. He has time. Across the middle it goes, and is dropped by Franklin down at the 42-yard line. In behind Ferguson on 2nd and 10 to the Dolphins' 48. Flag down. Dolphins will be offside. Here's a little split hitch out to the fullback Moore, and he's wrestled out of bounds on the far side.
Offside. 2nd down.
Bills will have the ball following the penalty at the Miami 43-yard line on a 2nd down and 5. Move with 5:31 to go. 2nd down and 5, the Dolphins 43. Awaiting the snap is Ferguson. Long count. And the play never did develop. Flags go down. Ferguson's backed up without the football in his hands. That play. Illegal procedure is the call against Buffalo. So 2nd down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Ferguson into the shotgun. 5:29 to go. Dolphins lead 21-17. Fergie drops to throw. Excellent protection. Fires it, overthrown. And going for Dawkins up the near side of the field. 24 left to go. Out of the shotgun. Ferguson will bring Franklin in motion back to the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap. He throws it across the middle. It is caught. Broken tackle. Ball comes loose. Dolphins have the football at the 37-yard line. Miami has it. Langford is the fellow who missed the tackle, but as the receiver started to progress upfield, he lost the ball, and Don McNeil comes up with a fumble recovery. So the Dolphin defense does its job, and fumbles again become a factor as both clubs are in an Alphonse and Gaston act tonight. Give it back and forth, and the Miami offense now on the field has to move the football with 5:16 to go and only a 4-point lead. So McNeil comes up with the fumble recovery. Franklin was the receiver. He was hit first by Langford. He shook him loose, and Kozlowski popped the ball loose, and McNeil came up with it. So Marino now with Bennett and Nathan as the split back. Receivers are spread. They give off to Woody Bennett, who loses the tackler up the left side across the 40, and is going to be bent double at about the 42-yard line. For the Dolphins at their own 42, one back, Bennett in behind Marino. Here's the snap. Marino drops the throw, fires at the sideline. Jensen makes the reception and wobbles his way upfield across the 50 and down to the 48-yard line of the Bills. Has been a typical Monday night game in Buffalo. Double tight ends, receiver spread to either side. Bennett the only back, first down at the Bills' 48-yard line. Marino gives off to Bennett over the right side, and he's going to get to about the 45-yard line. They were grabbing and thrusting for the ball and counting. Dolphins lead 21-17. Now Nathan will be the only back. The two tight ends remain in the ball game. Receivers spread to either side. Bills showing blitz. Marino, quick drop, fires it. It is caught, and he held on to it. Great catch along with Jensen, will move to the far side. And Moore is wide to the near side. Bennett back in there, running back spot. Here's a give to Woody. He squirts through a small opening and behind Foster and Giesler. Over the left side, gets to the 28-yard line.
Point lead, and Buffalo can come back in time.
2 minutes, 35 seconds and counting left to go. Second down and 7 for Miami at the Bills' 28-yard line. Dolphins lead 21-17. Duper goes to the far side of the field. Jimmy Cepolo in now, spread to the near side. Bennett the only back. Here's a give off to Bennett, gets jammed up, and he's going to wind up getting nothing. Right back to the line of scrimmage. And that third down, 7. Dolphins 1 timeout remaining. The ball at the Bills' 28. 2:05 left to play. Marino will throw it. Blitz on. Across the middle. It is caught by Moore. He gets the first down at the 20-yard line. That Bills' 20-yard line. Stevenson up over the football. Duper spreads far side. Nat Moore has been a real key tonight, especially late in the ball game, is wide to the near side. Double tight ends. Bennett, the only back. Here is a give off to Woody. Spreads his way through the left side. Gets down to about the 16-yard line before he is tackled. Dolphins 2nd and 7 from the Bills' 17-yard line. Bennett the only back. Marino sets his club, gives off to Bennett. Delay up the middle. He's got a hole. 15 down to the 12-yard line. Comes up maybe a yard and a half shy of what they need for a first down. For a scoreboard, the Bills have used up all their timeouts. 3rd and 1. Dolphins from the 12. Give to Nathan over the left side. He's got a first down to about the 8-yard line. So Miami keeps their hands on the football.
Plays now in the waning minutes of the fourth quarter when Miami had to maintain possession.
Dolphins with a 21-17 lead. Let's see if the players can get it into the end zone. They go into the prevent offense from the 8-yard line, and Marino, knowing that Buffalo cannot stop the clock, goes down on one knee and will lose a couple of yards back to the 11. So for all practical purposes, unless the Bills sneak the football away from Marino, which is not likely, the game is over. And the Dolphins have hung on to win by the hair on their chins, and will come home with 3-0, remaining one of the 4 unbeaten teams of the National Football League, and will continue out in front in the AFC East with a game advantage over New England and the New York Jets. The Jets come in here next week while the Dolphins host the Colts. This will be the last play of the game as Marino goes down on one knee. Stay tuned for the Locker Room Show for our fans on WIOD in Miami, and the Dolphins win the ball game by a score of 21-17 as the players shaking hands. Dolphins will not run another play, and time will run out with 6 seconds, 5 seconds, down to 4 and 3 and 1, and that's it. Dolphins come home with a 21-17 win, hard fought, hard pressed.